Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Mindful Chatting on our Thoughtful Thursdays series. I have my comfy drink. Do you? Because today we're going to slow down. And before we begin, let's take a deep breath. Let our shoulders drop. Just notice where your body is right now. Today's episode is for anyone who has ever thought, why can't I just be more disciplined? Why can't I just be more consistent? Why can't I stick to things? Or why do I always fall off? And what I want to gently suggest to you today is this: you might not lack actually discipline. You might lack that sense of safety. And we're going to unpack that today. Welcome to Mindful Chatting, a podcast where therapy meets real life. I'm Kristen, a therapist, business owner, and a lifelong student of what it means to fully show up in our relationships, in our work, and in our healing. Here, we unpack mental health concepts, explore mindfulness tools, and talk through the messy, beautiful, in-between moments that shape us. Whether you're a fellow clinician, a curious listener, or someone navigating your own growth, this space is for you. Let's chat. I think most of us were raised to believe that change comes from pressure. So if you're struggling, they just tell you to try harder, work harder. If you're inconsistent, they tell you to be more stricter. And if you're emotional, well, you need to control yourself. So when we don't follow through and we assume that the problem is about self control, but discipline assumes a regulated nervous system. And many people are trying to apply discipline to a dysregulated body. And those two things are not the same. Your nervous system is constantly scanning for safety. And not if you have trauma or not. Our nervous system is always doing this. And it's not just about physical safety, but relational safety. So, safety can kind of look like not being rejected, not being shamed, not being abandoned, not being humiliated. So, when the nervous system senses some kind of threat, like even subtle threats, it shifts into protection mode. And so, protection mode can look like avoidance, procrastination. You can shut down, irritability might set in. You may overwork and overcompensate, or it may look like perfectionism. And then we label those things as character flaws, like something's wrong with you for doing those things. But often they're survival strategies, and we just don't look at them like that. And trust me, you cannot build consistency when you're scanning and trying to assess threat. Consistency grows on a regulated system. So instead of thinking that something's wrong with you, maybe we need to look at the system and regulate ourselves to create more consistency for us. Here's a quick note for my clinicians listening. If you're looking for a charting and practice management system that doesn't make you want to scream, well, guess what? I use TherapyNotes. It's clean, reliable, HIPAA compliant, and honestly saves me hours every week. You can try it with my link in the show notes. When I have people in session come in and tell me they're avoiding something, we always think about avoidance as a moral thing, and avoidance gets moralized, but avoidance is often a nervous system management problem. If a task feels overwhelming, uncertain, or emotionally loaded, your body may experience that as a threat. And when the body feels a threat, it's going to seek relief. And so that can look like scrolling for hours. It can look like cleaning erratically. It can look like consistently reorganizing or reorganizing a whole room. It can look like sleeping for long periods of time or napping. It can look like initiating arguments. And it can look like overthinking to where we never do any type of action. And trust me, it's not that we don't care. It's that your system is trying to stabilize itself. And you're forcing yourself through dysregulation often really backfires on you. And it's because this pressure actually increases more threat. And that threat will increase more avoidance. And the cycle just kind of reinforces itself. And then also, here's the part that shifts really everything. Self control is about containment. Self-trust is about safety. When you trust yourself, you don't have to dominate yourself. And when you feel internally safe, you don't have to coerce yourself. Self trust says things like, I can pause, I can adjust, I can repair. I won't abandon myself if this goes imperfectly. Self control says, I do it anyway. I push through it. I don't feel that. Or be better. Self control can create short term output. In the moment, it can feel good and you can push through really hard things. But self trust creates long term sustainability, which is really what you need for consistency and discipline.
For any clinicians tuning in, if insurance billing is the part of your practice that drains your soul, Headway will be your best friend. They get you credentialed, send you referrals, manage your billing, submit your claims, all the stuff none of us went to grad school for. It's free to join, and honestly, it's been a huge support for therapists who want to take insurance without drowning in the administration part. My link is in the show notes if you want to check it out.
One thing also is safety isn't indulgence. Safety is realistic expectations on yourself or the situation. It's also about flexible structure. It's about emotional acknowledgement. It's about reducing this ability to self attack you for not doing the thing. And it's also repair after a rupture. It kind of sounds like this is hard, but I need to break this down and I am overwhelmed and I'll try again tomorrow. It doesn't remove accountability, it removes cruelty. Instead of asking, why can't I be more disciplined? I want you to ask yourself, what feels unsafe here? Is it my fear of failure? Is it fear of judgment? Is it my fear of rejection? Or is it fear of maybe just not being enough? And if you can identify the fear, you can regulate the fear. And then once that's regulated, action becomes so much easier for you. And you've been shaming yourself into consistency, I want you to hear this. Pressure might actually create performance for you, but safety creates sustainability. You are not weak because discipline hasn't worked for you. You may simply need regulation before repetition. I want you to thank you for sitting with me today, and I want you to be gentle with your mind this week.
One more thing before you go, and this helps me personally, staying present and grounded, which we all need, especially when your brain wants to spiral into disconnection. Me too. It's Brain FM. It's musically designed to help ADHD brains, well, really anyone's brain, focus, relax, or sleep, and I use it almost daily. If you want to try it, I've dropped my link in the show notes. And if you're looking for planning tools or ADHD-friendly resources, I'll keep a list of my favorite links in every episode.